Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to a game between Fortitude, also known as Romantic, going up against Colorful. This game is taken from AfreecaTV's Warcraft 3 League 2020 Season number 3, as we see Fortitude spawning as, well, the red human over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Over here on the bottom right, we have Colorful spawning as the blue Night Elf. Night Elf versus human in this 1v1 match. Things are already getting underway. Colorful most likely going to be opening up with an archer, bringing along a wisp, proccing that lightning shield, and we'll see if he decides to open up with a warden or a different hero. Warden on this map has been particularly popular as it's able to shut down human expansions with Fan of Knives and being able to blink across the map very quickly. Fortitude on the top left-hand side of the map most likely will be opening up with an Archmage or maybe a Mountain King as a close second. Whenever there are, well, more things on the line to play for, you generally see more straight-up strategies. You don't see any of the weird shenanigans as you do with the latter games. It is going to be a Mountain King, a better counter when trying to deal with that Warden, since you are able to get a stun off, and it is going to be, well, it is going to be a Warden coming in from Colorful. With that said, both players are just teching along, building their proper units. Fortitude making sure to set up that, well, arcane tower as quickly as possible, making sure that, well, they're able to deal with all of that Fan of Knives that becomes such a large harassment play later on. Hi, Serbia. Thank you for tuning in. Mountain King about to be trained on out here in just a moment. It looks like a scouting wisp is on its move. Archer, there is that lone archer there. I don't see another wisp nearby or even making its way over. So with this, I don't believe the archer is actually going to be able to proc that lightning shield that you really want. And that is going to be the issue here with, there it goes, the wisp now making its way over. There's that lightning shield. The archer now going to make its way over here, stand amongst all of these units. But that is going to be a significant delay in terms of overall damage and speed. Normally by this time and this stage in the game, well, Colorful would have been able to get off, use that Fan of Knives to finish off all of those units right there. There it goes, finishing off some of those units, as well as we're looking at that Rogue taking a little bit of damage. Warden still taking a little bit of damage as well. Forest Troll Shadow Priest, purposely back away. Footman isn't going to be able to do anything here, as the Warden should be able to get to level 2, doesn't get Shadow Strike in time to deal with that Footman. Good morning, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Having a great time back here on this Monday as the Mountain King now goes after this Apprentice Wizard creep camp. Double Forest Troll Shadow Priest, they'll be able to cover each other a little bit better as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest heads off to the north side here. Mountain King, Forest Troll, Shadow Priest, both in position. Peasants now making their way back across. Meanwhile, Wisp going to go ahead and just scout out that top right-hand side of the map as the Mountain King wants to clear up this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp. It looks like he did go for Bash as a second ability instead of Thunderclap. And what does that mean? Well, it means that it's going to just open up perhaps with a Stormbolt on that Forest Troll High Priest, making sure to stun it for that long time, and then to also make sure that, well, it's not able to get inner fire across any of those remaining units. That Forest Troll High Priest, it makes that creep camp a little bit more difficult to clear out unless you're able to stop any of the healing, as the Mountain King now going to go ahead and teleport off to the far side here. Is it going to go after, and how much damage is it going to do? Bolt onto the Archer. Archer now getting body blocked, or Mountain King getting body blocked. There is a nice bash right there, follow-up bash as damage is getting added in. Mountain King trying to go after those units. That Staff of Teleportation, beautiful timing coming in from Fortitude. That was an absolute beautiful play, knowing the timing, picking up that Staff of Teleportation, getting the Footman down over here, and the Warden says 2 can play at that game, and I believe you actually left behind a Tome of Strength. All right, double Forest Troll Shadow Priest right here. Warden is going to come across. We may see a Fan of Knives come down across all of these units here as this Forest Troll Shadow Priest tries to get away. Are you going to make new Kingdom Rush videos? Do people really want new Kingdom Rush videos? I mean, I know that's actually some of my highest watched videos, maybe. I don't know if I do that, what would happen? Oh, beautifully done there. And the peasant now trying to move back away. You can take a look. The warden taking a lot of damage. May try to use that potion of greater healing to stay alive. No shadow meld right there. Are we going to see any sort of reveal as the units are now going to get in position? Warden uses a potion of healing. Does have a blink in order to get away as this Forest Troll Shadow Priest is going to try and head back. Forest Troll Shadow Priest and Forest Troll Berserker are also down here as well. As we're taking a look, well, let's take a look at all of these units getting taken back as well. Yeah, maybe. Well, let me think about it. Anyways, Warden going to go ahead and take in some more damage. There goes that peasant once again. A big fan of knives across multiple units. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to back away. Takes the Tome of Strength, but now is in a bit of trouble. Maybe forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. Oh, there's a big fan of knives again. Colorful getting into more kills, going after more units, and Colorful getting in a ton of damage. However, the Mountain King is back here to play. There's a Stormbolt onto a Forest Troll Berserker. Will it be able to finish it off? I don't believe so. No, 43, and that is the end. Also, new levels. I mean, your videos helped me sometimes when I got stuck with a level. Well, that's the reason why I made them. But also know those games that I recorded, they weren't on the iPad, and those were even before iPads, the iPad version even came out. I think that was like part of some sort of website, and they were Flash games. So yeah, I'd have to reset up everything. I do believe I can record from my iPad if I really want to, as the Mountain King now going to go ahead and teleport back, trying to deal with that Warden once more. Mountain King shows up. Are we going to see a blink getting away? No, there's a bash, or it looked like what should have been a bash hit, but the Warden was able to shake it off. So far, though, what does this mean? We're looking at Fortitude trying to, well, just work on this expansion. Theo, playing human feels like non-stop pouring water buckets in your base. Yeah, while trying to constantly deal with constant harassment. Meanwhile, Colorful is teching the tier 2. Gonna get dual Ancients of Lore. Should be getting in some Dryads here in just a moment. Mountain King looking for where that Warden possibly is, and try and do a little bit of combatants as well. All right, Mountain King, Warden just dueling it out in the middle of the battlefield here. Pretty even. There's a bash once again, as we see a Stormbolt go down onto that Warden once more. All right, more damage onto that Warden, but the Warden is very close to some Moonwells. Mountain King should know better than to try and chase a Warden into a Night Elf base. Now using that Moonstone as the Dryads with that slow poison may be able to slow down that Mountain King and cause a bit more harassment too. Mountain King, where is it going to try and go? Mountain King now perhaps going to walk all the way back off to the north here, as we are looking at double Footman, Forest Troll Shadow Priest, and Forest Troll Berserker. All right. Ancient of War in position. Dryads, Forest Troll Berserker clearing off this creep camp here. Warden should be able to easily get to level 5 in no time at all, as that is, well, the primary reason to go for level 1 heroes. Also using a Staff of Preservation to take that Goblin Shredder back home so it can begin, well, harvesting lumber very, very quickly. Back off to the north here, there's a Goblin Shredder coming in as well. Fortitude doing a great job. It's going to pick up that Goblin Zeppelin here. Come on, just one more shot, finishes it off. Goblin Zeppelin could pick it up, or could be picked up and then dropped away. Tome of Knowledge could be picked up as well. An Android version, they remove premium content with bonus reinforcements and gold. All right, so no wonder people were complaining about, but then bonus content does also have, well, heroes and whatnot. Mountain King now out here onto the field. Mountain King by itself. Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden losing a lot of mana. Are we going to get perhaps a bash right there as the Warden tries to get away? There is that blink to get to the other side with that Staff of Preservation. Good day, everyone. Yep, Colorful still moving around the map here. Mountain King trying to figure out what his follow-up plays are going to be. It seems like Colorful has been doing constant harassment, and the harassment has been fairly effective. With that said, though, well, Fortitude does have its expansion up and running. He's sitting at 40 over 60 supply right now, and he is at tier 2, checking the tier 3. Meanwhile, we are doing the same thing over here by Colorful. Warden has the hero advantage right now at level 4 compared to level 3, but it doesn't look like we will be looking for a second hero anytime soon coming in from Colorful. Mountain King, well, going after that Ancient of War. Ancient of War looks like it will get easily taken down, as we are getting up a Tree of Life for Colorful as well. timing on Colorful's expansion. Both players pretty much getting the same strategy going into tier 3 with an expansion. However, Colorful and Romantic choosing different paths to get there. Mountain King off to the north here, sitting at level 3, will get to level 4. What are we looking at? We are looking at into double Griffin Aviary instead of an Arcane Sanctum or even Rifleman's. Mountain King gonna go ahead and finish off this assassin here. What item is left behind? Scroll of Regeneration has been dropped. There's a Fan of Knives. Well, I believe the Blood Mage made sure to quickly pick that up as the Goblin Zeppelin taking a fair amount of damage. However, the Warden did not have an Orb of Venom, so was unable to shoot down that Goblin Zeppelin. Alright, a little bit of healing, Scroll of Regeneration now being used. Coming back around, Siphon mana into that Mountain King. Mountain King already back up to almost 300 maxed out mana. Blood Mage well, needs to find another target to siphon mana away from, as the Warden may try and, well, do a little bit of shopping here. What's happening there? Gets up to level 5, takes a little bit of damage, going after selling some items, picking up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and now attempting to get away. Meanwhile, down here, siphon mana away from the Rogue Wizard. Good foresight by Fortitude to know that, you know what, I need a little bit of mana, and what can I really do here? You can see Staff of Teleportation coming across. Warden now does have, well, that Fan of Knives finishing off so many units. More peasants need to be lost. There is a quick blink once more, as the Warden still taking damage off from all of these units off over here. Let's take a look. Panda, is it going to actually finish off this Goblin Zeppelin? No, it is not. 101 hit points. Brought the Breath of Fire, and one additional Spear would have been enough to take those all down. All right. MK versus Warden on Terranistan has become a very popular battle indeed. Mountain King Stormbolt gets it off onto the Warden. Warden taking a bit of damage there, as the Warden now trying to back away. Are we going to see another follow-up Stormbolt? That is the question, as the Mountain King just chasing down here. Blood Mage needs to find some other targets to try and, well, what's going on? Mountain King not even chasing the Warden. Warden now going to back off the other side. There is the Blood Mage off over here, as the Warden is going to perhaps try and harass once more. There is a Goblin Shredder nearby. We are looking at Dragonhawk Riders, as the Warden going to blink on inside, get a Fan of Knives, and there is all of that damage already. All right, going after those units. The Warden taking a lot more damage than I believe she would have expected. Down to 81 mana. Gonna go ahead and blink away once more. There it is, down to 40 hit points, or 40 mana, as it tries to head back home. Stormbolt catching one Force Troll Berserker, siphon mana away. Dragonhawk Riders are right here. A bash onto that unit there, as the Mountain King, if it could just try and get up a little bit in the front, causing some path blocking, and this could be a problem. I don't believe we're going to see a Staff of Preservation. This Brewmaster is as good as dead. Panda falls at level 1. Dryad and all the units are retreating back. Paladin joining in on the fight, as well as the Dragonhawk Riders do have Animal War training. Siphon mana into that Mountain King once more. Mountain King going to get back up to, what, 270 mana. Here we go, going after the Renegade Wizard. Are we going to see some more Siphon mana to try to get more mana off of that from that Renegade Wizard? Yes, we are, but a Fan of Knives comes in. Warden causing some big problems. Blood Mage getting a little bit greedy, wanting more mana still there, as the Dragonhawk Riders took a little bit too much damage from, well, I believe the Assassins. Renegade Wizard going to join in on the fight. There's a couple of purges as well. Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden down to 630 hit points, as the units are now trying to back away. Are we going to see a bolt? No, we are not. No additional bolts, no bashes, as the Warden able to back up in time. Alright, last assassin will get taken down. Blood Mage stays at level 2. Paladin stays at level 1. Has a Wand of Mana Stealing. Sorry, I think I keep on hearing things in the background, but I don't know. I guess the only way to see what's really behind me is to look at the webcam and be like, hey, is anyone behind me? Siphon mana away from the Warden. Warden quickly shadow melds. Warden does have enough for a Fan of Knives, maybe trying to wait for a great Fan of Knives right there. There's a Fan of Knives or Venom. Siphon mana. Warden, however, out of mana, as we're looking at a Tome of Knowledge being left behind. There goes a Scroll of Town Portal, and everyone leaving behind books. Staff of Preservation moving that Warden all the way back here. Warden going to go ahead and, well, drink up a whole bunch of Moonwells, get that mana back up to north of 450, 475, and then pick up that Mantle of Intelligence and Pendant of Energy again. with that anti-magic potion. I foresee in my crystal ball a number of dead peasants as that Warden inches her way closer to level 6. Off to the north here, Dragonhawk Riders. Well, a rather dangerous choice going up against, well, a panda with Breath of Fire. As the Breath of Fire will be able to deal a large amount damage to these Dragonhawk Riders. In comes the Warden. Warden should be timing its position here in just a moment. Are we going to see an anti-magic spell or a blink? That is the question to be had. The Warden wants to get up to level 6, already has maximum mana. What is it looking to do? As the Panda, well, just sitting at level 2, clearing up the remainder of this creep camp. That is a lot of Dragonhawk Riders. That is true. 2-0 upgrades. We're looking at 58 supply in terms of army compared to 56. So overall, things are pretty even as the Warden has an anti-magic potion and, well, is absorbing quite a bit of that arcane feedback damage. Goblin Zeppelin, however, right there, in position to just constantly pick up those units to make sure that they are fairly well protected. More peasants will be trained up here. 2 peasants getting taken down. Warden sitting at level 5. As we're looking at ivory towers being placed down to finish off the remainder of this creep camp. Blood Mage is sitting at level 3. Staff of Preservation saves 1 Dragonhawk Rider, only 1 Staff of Preservation. As we're looking at the Warden, well, it looks like it was able to finish off 1 peasant as the Warden now backs away once more. Well, still needs about 151 experience. Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden in trouble. Is going to be able to blink away? Yes, it will. Are we going to see a Cyclone? I was not expecting a Cyclone. I was going to expect a Stormbolt. But are we going to see a Stormbolt away? Where are Potion of Invulnerability being used? Going to go ahead and blink and then teleport away using that Potion of Invulnerability in order to dodge any Stormbolts, and then blinked away so that it was out of range of another storm of the Stormbolt so that it could actually Staff of Teleportation. Very good 1-2 combination. Meanwhile, Dragonhawk Riders, well, going after the Dryads. Dryads could end up getting taken down very quickly. Warden is right there. Phantom Knives could deal massive damage as we see a Cyclone picking up that Warden again. Mountain King in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see Staff of Preservation saving? Yes, we are. Mountain King staying at level 4. Dryads going after the Dragonhawk Riders. It looks as though none of the Dragonhawk Riders, well, one of the Dragonhawk Riders taken down as a Dryad was able to prance away in time. Dragonhawk Riders, very different what Marines. I mean, archers. Rifles plus mortars is enough. Should an Night Elf Mass Marines? Wrong game. Yeah. Archers with Stim Pack, really effective against Mass Dragonhawk Riders. Anyways, Dragonhawk Riders now coming back through. Mountain King sitting at level 5. Blood Mage sitting at level 3. We're going to see the Dryads now make their way through here in just a moment. We are looking at perhaps a 3-base Romantic. There is enough towers here to try and to do a lot of damage. Warden is going to come back across. There is that big Fan of Knives. Damage is being done. Arcane Tower, however, removing the effectiveness of feedback damage as that Warden now coming back across. All right, are we going to see some units now make their way back? Yes, we are. There's a Roar. Bolt onto a Druid of the Claw. It gets taken out. Arcane feedback finally right there. Meanwhile, the units are now coming back on the other side here. This is going to perhaps be a problem. Mountain King perhaps could try to pick off some of those units along the backside here. Holy Light trying to save some of those Paladins as we see a quick banish for that Forest Troll Berserker. There is another banish right there to try and save those units as the Bear now going to try to make its way across as well. We are looking at a fair number of Dragonhawk Rider, Scroll of Regeneration, Mountain King off over here. We do not see any peasant. That was a beautiful play coming in from Colorful to shut down that expansion as buildings are the most vulnerable. Why they are being built. Their peasant is exposed and the peasant has to stick around. Unlike Orc, Night Elf, and Undead, the workers are not exposed the Orc worker is actually inside the building as it is being built. Warden about to come back through. Arcane damage right there. There is a little bit of Siphon mana. Blood Mage able to back away, or Warden able to separate some of that distance. Dragonhawk Rider is there. Mountain King is in position. Is he going to try and offer a little bit of protection? There is a Stormbolt there. There's a bash. A lot of damage coming back on through. Mountain King pretty much by his lonesome self. Will he be able to fight back against all of these units as Bear after Bear is going to end up getting taken down? All right, there goes some damage. Dryads are in position. Siphon mana away from that Panda. Panda losing a bit of mana. There's a Cyclone picking it up though as the guard towers are now going after some of those units. Warden now getting up to level 6. We know what that means. Well, I did not think it would mean a scroll of town portal to escape, as a guard tower ends up surviving at 3 hit points. I would have expected Avatar of Vengeance, but no Avatar of Vengeance, as Colorful already has his third base set up. Speaking of third bases, they will become the second base here in just a moment. Main bases only have a little bit more than a minute and a half of mining left overall. And we're looking at, well, Fortitude perhaps trying to send a peasant on over there to get some repairs in, as it definitely wants to keep that alive. Dragonhawk Riders 2-1 upgrades on those Dragonhawk Riders compared to 2-3 upgrades on the Dryads and the Bears. All right, Tree of Life going to take a large amount of damage. Forest Troll Berserker right back across over here. Blood Mage, what is it going to really do? A little bit of damage coming back across. We are looking at the Blood Mage with level 2 Siphon Mana. Perhaps it's going to siphon mana away from that Warden. There is that Avatar of Vengeance. And, well, a lot of players may be wondering, hey, why would you go Avatar of Vengeance? Dragonhawk Riders are the perfect counter to Avatar of Vengeance because they do not leave behind a corpse. By not leaving behind a corpse, the powerful ability of that Avatar of Vengeance, being able to create those Spirit of Vengeances, are only effective once you start losing units. It is a keep up mechanic as opposed to, well, a fall behind mechanic. Blood Mage in a little bit of trouble. A lot of heroes, a lot of units battling it through. Warden could be in trouble. Mountain King is still right there. Is the Mountain King going to get a potion of healing? There's a scroll. What, the staff? Or a potion of healing. Oh, Blood Mage, yes, uses a potion of greater healing right there. Mountain King also has a potion. Not quite sure why it's not sticking around there. Could try to land a Stormbolt down to try and, well, save some of those units, or perhaps provide a little bit of protection. Devotion Aura, adding in 2 additional armor, which is incredibly helpful. Coming back around, units are going to try and make their way here. Are we seeing peasants here? No peasants. There was a little bit of repairs, but then I don't know where the peasants actually went. This guard tower that's on fire was at 3 hit points. It got up to 33, but there's no peasants there to finish off this expansion. I thought I saw 2 make their way over. I don't see any corpses either. So maybe the Warden did make its way over there. They were slain. All right, thank you. All right, it looks like the Warden's going to finish the job here. Tome of Agility +2 being left behind. It wouldn't be a professional game unless, well, someone left behind a tome at least once, as the Bears are now making their way back down. So, going mass air at this stage, 725. Dragonhawk Riders, obviously the better choice over Griffins, since the Dryads are completely immune. Staff of Teleportation making its way back down, as the Warden is going to get in position to try and just defend. Dragonhawk Riders finishing off one right there. Stormbolt there. Siphon Mana. Warden, well, in a little bit of trouble breaking that anti-magic potion there, as the Fan of Knives comes back across. All right, Dragonhawk Riders trying to go down. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and there goes one Dragonhawk Rider already. Holy Light trying to save the rest. Are we going to see some scrolls of healing being used by the Mountain King to keep some of those units alive? Staff of Preservation. Griffins are now out here onto the field as well to help deal with those bears, as we're going to see, well, those bears' corpses turn into, all of a sudden, Spirit of Vengeances. Another bear gets taken down. Mountain King going to go after perhaps another bear here. Dragonhawk Rider once more. Mountain King is just absorbing so much damage, as well as another bear gets taken down. All right, Scout Tower is being built up right now. Siphon Mana away from that Warden. More Spirit of Vengeances coming out to join in on the fight. With 62 supply compared to 57, as the Spirit of Vengeance can hold her own. Down to 1,000 hit points, but the the Warden is now backing away, needing to get healed back up, as the Scout Towers here are just causing a little bit of traffic, but that's about it. Dragonhawk Rider down to 42 hit points, ends up surviving. Ring of Regeneration on the Paladin, the only way to heal that Paladin right now, as this Vengeance and all of her army disappears. Dryad sitting at 65 supply compared to 70 supply by Fortitude. However, Colorful does have his second expansion up. Main bases have been mined out, and the expansions themselves don't have that much gold. Fortitude, Romantic, only has about 4 minutes of mining before, well, he's going to be completely out of gold. He needs to set up an expansion of his own. He needs to find a way to, well, maintain some sort of advantage, as perhaps the mortar teams with fragmentation shards will be able to deal with those Dryads. So coming back around, this Scouting Wisp still keeping track of this expansion over here to the top right. Warden sitting at level 6. Mortar teams are so very vulnerable. 360 hit point, essentially glass cannons. No easy way to really heal them. Scroll of Healing could try and counteract one Fan of Knives, but a subsequent Fan of Knives and a little bit of Focus Fire can deal so much of that damage. Siphon mana away from that Warden as well. Damage going to be added in. Mortar teams trying to get in some attacks already. Staff of Preservation saves one. Staff of Preservation or Sanctuary saves another. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, as all of the damage is just adding up so fast. All right, Druids of the Claw are out here on the field. They are in Druid form. If they actually get focused down, they would get taken down so quickly. Not quite sure why they are not getting taken down right now, as you see Rejuvenation onto the Warden. So much damage coming back across multiple units. Paladin could be in trouble. Walking around this little broken well right there as well, as they're looking at more damage getting added in. 57 supply compared to 64. Romantic is in a bit of trouble. Blood Mage is in a tough spot right now, as we're seeing units fall on all sides. Paladin, well, trying to stay alive right here. Siphon mana, getting mana away from that Panda, meaning no more Breath of Fire, which is incredibly important, as the Druid of the Claw does not get Staff of Preservation. Holy Light onto the Mountain King. He's still staying alive. More damage pushing on through. Siege Engine's going to make their way across as well, as the Mountain King down to 193 hit points, only to be healed with a 400 hit point Holy Light. All right, Siege Engine trying to make its way through. Dragonhawk Riders are in position. Are we going to see more Scrolls of Healing? No, we are not. Staff of Sanctuaries are still on cooldown. Mortar teams coming back the other side. Perhaps some Fragmentation Shards will cause some problems, and there goes one Dryad already. There goes a Staff of Sanctuary onto another unit. Mountain King, is it going to be able to get a Stormbolt off onto that bear? No, doesn't even need it. Just gets a nice follow-up bash for all of that damage. Staff of Teleportation coming back through. Fan of Knives coming down. More damage onto those mortars, as the mortars are just trying to make their way. There goes another mortar team. Down it goes, as the Mountain King continuing to fight its way through. Stormbolt trying to finish off the Panda. Panda, is it going to be in trouble? It is in trouble, but so is that Mountain King. Mountain King getting a little bit more mana as well. Are we going to see a Stormbolt go down onto that Panda? Panda is just trying to run away. Where is that unit going? There goes a Stormbolt there, but it doesn't look like it's going to try and stick around for all too long. All the units are making their way back around once more. Expansion over here on the top right, being protected by a Goblin Shredder. Peasants are under massive repairs. Everyone needs to, well, heal up and get going in a pretty much an instant, as the battle is going to be already brought over here. One Siege Engine making its way over here to the Tree of Life. There is a Druid of the Claw there to try and protect. Guard towers are fighting their way back. Dryads are trying to make their way back as well, as they're the ones that are pin cushions for those units. All right, Druid of the Claw, is going to be too far? I do believe it is too far, and a couple of units were actually caught in midfield. Stormbolt onto the Avatar, or a bash onto the Avatar of Vengeance. Avatar of Vengeance getting body blocked by that Blood Mage, and it looks like it does get taken down, giving level 4 to that Paladin. Two peasants ended up staying behind here, able to constantly build up this town hall. This town hall will get up in time in order to transfer over some units. Staff of Sanctuary, I'm not quite sure what was teleported over. A Goblin Shredder to heal up as well. We're looking at 48 supply compared to 60. Economic advantage. Economic advantage still in the hands of Colorful, as the units are now over here, well, trying to fortify this base. Alright, Siphon mana, getting more mana back into that Blood Mage. Blood Mage having mana means everyone else has mana, as well as more Siphon mana, finishing off the Rogue Wizard. There it goes, Blood Mage back up to 255 mana there. Meanwhile, we're going to look, Fan of Knives going straight after all of those units. Arcane Tower trying to remove some of that precious mana. There goes a Spirit of Vengeance, and the Spirit of Vengeance, well, able to turn these peasants into a problem. Avatar of Vengeance still wandering around here. Are we going to see this Avatar of Vengeance take a lot of damage? Down to 215 hit points already. Warden going to be, well, Warden's still sticking around much too long. Stormbolt, well, turning around trying to dodge, but ends up not really working there either. All right, Blood Mage going to go ahead and siphon mana enough. A little bit of repairs underway to try and finish off, or try to keep this tower up. Not enough, as those Spirit of Vengeances able to deal enough damage. Masonry upgrades were not upgraded on the guard towers, hence the reason why 3 peasants were unable to repair to overcome that damage. All right. Warden now makes its way over. I just realized I can't revive air units as spirit. Yeah, didn't I? Okay, yeah, didn't I mentioned that earlier. You must have just joined in. Yeah, by not leaving behind corpses, that's the reason why he went air. It is a counterplay to deal with that warden that is one Spirit of Vengeances, but he was able to get those Spirit of Vengeances off of those peasants. All right. Warden sitting at level 7. Panda is sitting at level 4. He is building this army of dryads and dryads and bears making their ways. Yeah. Don't get distracted by chat. Warden gonna go try and dive on in here. It does have level 3 fan of knives, so we'll see one level 3 fan of knives be used very quickly to perhaps finish off some of these peasants. Goblin Zeppelin is right there, able to finish off some of those units. And well, what is going to end up happening? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, unable to Stormbolt. Spirit of Vengeance is joining back in on the fight. Warden able to deal so much damage as the Spirit of Vengeance now trying to back away. And well, able to just constantly shut down Fortitude, aka Romantic's expansion over here to the top right. Colorful at this point knows that as long as he's just constantly harassing his opponent, he does not have to engage straight up. Normally, it is the smaller, weaker army that fights with these guerrilla tactics, but at this point, Colorful is playing with these guerrilla tactics while having the stronger economy behind him. He's sitting on 1,500 gold at 80 over 100 supply and saying pretty much to Fortitude, Romantic, what is your next move? Whatever your move is going to be, I will try and meet it and counter it. I want to fight on my terms. So what is Fortitude's move? Fortitude going to go ahead and go after the expansion here. Try and, well, equalize this economic advantage. All right. So far, units are now going to make their way over. Siege engines joining in. Stormbolt onto the Druid of the Claw. Druid of the Claw going to get taken down very quick. Mass Dryads are here as the Dryads are going to get taken down perhaps quickly. No, Staff of Preservation saves. Mortar of Flying Machines are scouting overhead as well. Holy Light trying to save some units, but these Dryads are just not getting taken out fast enough. They're level 3 armor more than making up for the level 2 weapon upgrades on those Dragonhawk Riders who attack fairly slow. There goes some fan of knives, but I think this game is in the bag. Colorful is just going to continue to grow his lead as it is still 2 bases to 1 base right now. All right, Paladin in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to escape back out. Avatar, the Mountain King, going to make its way back off to the north here. We are going to see another fan of knives go down. There's a Breath of Fire, Stormbolt, and banish onto that Paladin to try and keep him alive. Paladin is a little bit slow. Are we going to perhaps see a blink? And there is another banish as well. Mountain King going to get in a little bit of damage. There's Siphon Mana. There's a Stormbolt as the Paladin with Ring of Regeneration actually pays for itself as he's able to stick around a little while longer. Mortar teams were definitely needed in that fight. However, we saw how quickly the mortar teams were taken out by that level 3 Warden. Trying to go for 3 or 4 mortar teams is very dangerous, as the mortar teams generally clump together, and the Warden and that fan of knives will just hit all of them, and has the mobility to do so with access to blink. With that, well, those mortar teams just end up falling over very, very quickly, and then the Dryads still have their field day as the Dryads now make their way back off to the north. Fortitude is now in a little bit of hurt, unsure of how to combat this. Not a good choice. It still feeds the Avatar of Vengeance in this battle, even though it is resistant to the Dryad damage just significantly more than these Dragonhawk Riders. Mountain King is sitting at level 6. What can it really hope to do? These magic immune units, so difficult to deal with, as well. Normally you deal with magic immune, or you deal with wide armies by doing AoE damage such as Blizzard, Flame Strike, those types of abilities. However, the Dryads are completely immune to that, and well, are able to just stick around in this fight. So far, Mountain King trying to bash its way through out of this Dryad bag, but, well, the Dryads are just constantly pelting and dealing too much damage. I believe this will be the last stand here. Even though it is 74 supply compared to 28, Fortitude played a great game, but Colorful is going to take this game easily in the end, just outlasting this endurance match here on Tyrannus Stand. All right, how many heroes will be lost? 2 of the 3 heroes before that is given up right there. All right, we're looking at final scores. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.